Indigenous Rights Radio, because knowledge is power.
Stephanie Thorassie is the Executive Director of the Seal River Watershed Alliance. Her work as an Indigenous leader and defender of the land has become the subject of a documentary film called We Are Made from the Land, Protecting the Seal River Watershed. The film is a powerful documentary that tells an inspiring story of healing, community, and vision. It shows how Indigenous peoples are working to protect the land and the caribou while striving to create a more sustainable and equitable future for everyone. We spoke to Stephanie recently.
Ik ben het Stephanie Thorassie Hoesje, Sayisi Dene Hisley. Hello, my name is Stephanie Thorassie. I'm Sayisi Dene First Nation. I am Dene Sulchina from northern Manitoba in Canada. My parents, my aunties, my uncles, my grandparents, my great-grandparents, my great-great-grandparents, my great-great-great-great-grandparents all come from the land that I'm about to speak about. And it is a pleasure for me to do the work that they have been doing for millennia to help to steward, take care of, and help to protect the land that we come from. It is a great honor to share that responsibility and to help to pass that responsibility on to my parents and my children as well. So I'm really glad to be here today. The work that I do, I have been doing this work for almost 7 years now, and I have worked every job on this project at the Seal River Watershed Alliance. We are an organization and a union, an alliance of 4 First Nations that are working together in northern Manitoba to protect this land. The way that I got into this position, in this job, is that I've always been a land user. I've always been an advocate for culture and language. But unfortunately, for most of us, education was elsewhere. So I had to leave my community to go to university in Winnipeg. And once I was in Winnipeg, not long after I had my daughter, I had to go into a different form of school so I could get some work to support my daughter. So I actually worked in a salon, helping people feel good about themselves and helping to make people beautiful. I learned through this work how to talk to people and how to connect with people. And I think it's a really big part of my journey and my story because it helps me now in the work that I do, and it helps people understand where I'm coming from and helps me advocate for the work that I do. So I'm really, really grateful that I had that opportunity to be able to work and to help people feel good about themselves for a long time. So before I started in this work, I actually was in a little accident and I fell and I broke both my wrists and I had to change my career. And I remember sitting on the couch in 2 casts with my partner, and I was talking about this job that I wish existed, which didn't at that time. And I was praying to the universe that I wish there was a job that existed where I could go back to my community and I could advocate for the land and the culture and language and be with my people and be able to travel back and forth and still be able to support my daughter who was going to high school at the time. And about 6 months later, I was pulled into this really incredible, exciting new project as a project assistant. And here I am today.
Stephanie told us about the Seal River and how important it is to her community.
So the Seal River is one of the major river systems that goes through the watershed. It is the traditional territory of my nation, the Sayisi Dene First Nation, neighboring Dene community, Northlands Dene First Nation, and two other communities, two other Cree communities, Barrenlands First Nation and Opipinapiwin Cree Nation. It is 50,000 square kilometers of pristine wilderness, intact watershed, intact biodiversity with, I think it's close to, the number keeps increasing. I think it's close to 30 species at risk. We have polar bears, we have caribou, we have Barrenland grizzlies, we have black bears, we have wolverines, we have a billion mosquitoes, we have so many different waterfowl and birds that come in summer and nest with us to have their babies. It is an incredible landscape. We have 1.7 billion tons of carbon sitting in the watershed right now, and it's sequestering and turning back into oxygen. And so it's like a tiny set of lungs for this planet. Well, I say tiny, it's the size of Costa Rica. It is a place without roads, without power lines, without industry or development. And it is our goal to keep it this way, to keep it as nature should be for our peoples and for humanity. There are so many places in the world that are overpopulated with people and people byproducts. We think that the earth deserves a place to stay itself and to be in its natural state. For us, in our identity, the land is who we are. It's who we have been. When I leave my home and I'm gone for a while, I start to feel really off. My partner will notice in me that I'm starting to feel sad or upset, or things start to bother me sooner than they would normally. And he starts to suggest, I think it's almost time for you to go visit home again, because there's something inside of me that calls me to this place and makes my body go back there. And when I'm there, I just feel whole again. Every part of me feels full because I feel like my feet are where they're supposed to be on this planet.
We asked Stephanie about the longevity of this project, who will take it forward, and how the youth is involved.
Secondly, the youth are the driving force behind this work that we're doing. It is the youth that keep us current and remind us often the things that we need to be doing to be better. The youth are constantly looking for ways to join. Before they didn't have, a lot of them couldn't see past the local community northern store. They couldn't see what was past the airport. They just saw, they didn't have hope for their futures. A lot of people don't leave the community. They don't go to post-secondary school. They don't seek further education. And so we started doing this work, and we started creating jobs, land jobs for land people, right? We started creating ways to employ people and pay them well for being out on the land, to be themselves, to harvest for people, to check nets for ice and fish, and to go out geese hunting and these kinds of things, right? And so we started creating these land jobs that match the people for once. And we have young people now that are starting to post on social media that, they're going to be a land guardian. This is what they're going to do when they grow up. And that is really, really incredible to see, because before that you didn't have young people asking about these post-secondary. You didn't have, right now we have one of our land guardians that's going to be leaving his community to go out for education and schooling. We're really sad to have him go, but we're so proud of him, because he'll come back to us with a new set of tools and a new set of skills to help add to that Indigenous knowledge and Indigenous science that he already carries with him. And so, it's that it's happening. It's what we hoped would happen is starting to happen, and we're so excited. We have young people joining us all the time, and so we try to have these create wages that match the territory, that match the hard work that they do, as well as give them benefits. Most of our people have never ever had benefits like before and don't even know how to use them. So we fought really hard to create these like comparable jobs that would be any kind of government person would be entitled to, right? And so we are trying to get them as much training as possible. They're the ones that help organize the community meetings and help make sure our elders are compensated and are running around feeding people and handing out food and coffee. The youth are the ones that are taking care of the people at the meetings that we have to help share this information about our progress and where we are. And they're also the ones that are going out and setting the nets and catching the fish and going out doing the hunting. And they're the ones that are doing the monitoring work and the patrolling that we need to happen. And so, I could not be sitting here sharing about this if it wasn't for those young people that are out on the ground right now doing this work.
Stephanie told us more about the film, what it is about, and where we can watch it.
Thank you so much for reminding us of this thing that we did. There is a documentary that has been released. It is on YouTube now. You can go on YouTube to find it. We Are Made from the Land. If you look up Seal River Watershed Alliance. That was created because we needed a way to connect the human side of our project to people. We needed people to see themselves in the work that we do and not see nature and environment as something separate from each other. And we also needed a way to advocate and to help people understand our reasons why for doing this work. And so our friends at the Indigenous Leadership Initiative heard my story and heard about my parents' story and thought that sharing this and sharing my community story and another community who just south of us, Opipinapiwan Cree Nation, their nation suffered. The Manitoba Hydro came and put a giant dam on their river, the Churchill River, and caused so much sickness. The land is so damaged and destroyed because of this hydro dam. And so they learned from firsthand experience what happens when you set up these industrial developments. And so it's that story as well. So our reasons why we have to do everything we can to protect the land. And it gives us a little updates as to where we are on the project with the establishment of this protected area. We're very, very close. We are right now in negotiations with Manitoba government as well as the Canadian government to create this protected area and to create the full 50,000 square kilometers with Crown protection measures as well.
Stephanie gives us more details about where you can find out more online.
You can go onto our website, sealriverwatershed.ca. There's a call to action there where we are collecting the names of supporters, and a letter is printed that we take to the Premier's office in our province. And we have over 30,000 letters of support so far. So we're still working to collect those letters to remind Crown governments that this work is important, not only to our community members, but to people around the world. You can go to our Facebook page. It's a very active page. We post often about the work of the land guardians and our progress. We share when meetings are happening. And then also we have an Instagram page that we that we work on as well. So there's those three ways that you can keep up to date. If you sign the letter of support, you'll also give us hopefully your email address, and then we can send you updates as well through that.
For more on the rights of Indigenous peoples, visit cs.org and follow Cultural Survival on social media.